Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round number 18 of the NSCA Cup Series season. Also, Happy New Year. We're here at Chicagoland Speedway for a 94-lap race around this mile and a half, tri-oval track that's not entirely straight at any point along its circuit. On the pole, it's going to be William Montoya with Cody Goforth, making it an all-Ford front row. You have Ricky Freeman Jr., Erica Reinhardt, Nomina, Willard, Ilana Kiro, Merzlak, Arnstruff, Keshiel, the top 10. So we get set to go racing here in a night or date or a early evening race here. That should take us into the night. Off of turn number 4, here they come, side by side. 37 drivers ready to rock here at Chicagoland. And the green flag is out. We're racing. Montoya with an early jump as they come across the line. But here comes Freeman Jr. now to the inside. Now Goforth looking to make the move to the inside. 3 rookies on that inside lane now. Freeman leads the lap, but here comes Goforth now. Looking to the inside, but Freeman blocks. Goforth and Montoya still side by side for second as they come off of turn 2. Freeman starting to pull away. Meanwhile, Nomina to the outside of Reinhardt for 4th as they run through turns 3 and 4. And now Nomina looking to make it 3 wide. Can't quite keep the momentum up. Now here comes Reinhardt back looking to the inside. Goforth Montoya still side by side. Merzlak's made up a few spots on the start. He, I believe, started. Oh no, he started, I think, 6th. No. I forget where Merzlak started, but looks like he's moved up a couple spots. Although he might lose a spot here now to Darren Arnstruff in 84. Montoya is cleared Goforth and now is starting to close in on Freeman. Reinhardt and Nomina still side by side with 4th, though Nomina now has the advantage going into turn 3. Looks like they were 3 wide further back. Merzlak now actually starting to lose a couple of spots here. As Keshiel actually gets ahead of Arnstruff. Go forth now, looking to the inside of Montoya once again as they run through 3 and 4. Meanwhile, Lonakira looking to the inside of Willard. This field's starting to get stretched out here in an early going. A little over 10th of the way done now. So we're actually on lap 10 out of 94. And go for this clear in Montoya. Here comes Nomina with a look to the inside. Can't quite get there. Down the front straightaway. Now Montoya looking to make a move on Goforth and do the switchback through turns 1 and 2. Goforth with the momentum now on the high side, able to hold on to second for now. Now Willard clear of Lonakiro for 6th. Now here comes Alana Keshiel for 7th. We'll clear the 7 car off of turn number 2. Arnstruff in 9th. Merzlak back to 10th. Blade Runner there in 11th. And Ricky Foxon in 12th. Evans Ross 13th. Looks like the 60 of Dillon in 14th. And Daytona 500 champion Harold Granger in 15th. So none of our championship contenders up at the front of the field, which is a bit surprising to be honest. In fact, the highest running of our championship contenders is Hunter Kiro, and he's all the way back in 23rd as of the last time across the line. Looks like Heflin and Craig are there just outside the top 30. Not the day they were looking to have. There you see Lamas there as well. Goforth took a peek to the inside. Freeman through the block. Now here comes Montoya with a push from Nomina on that outside lane. They're going to try and carry the momentum off turn 2 heading into turn 3. But Montoya wasn't able to get the momentum going to get himself to the inside of the 44. Now he looks to the inside down the front straightaway. Top 5 really all just bunched up here. Looks like Reinhardt trying to find a way back around the 80 for the 4th position here. He's now looking to make it 3 wide on Montoya, not able to get there, but still to the inside of the 80 as they head into turn 3. Single foul basically all the way back to 10th here as it looks like Blade Runner's trying to get to the inside of Merzlak for that position. Merzlak able to hang it around tough around the outside, and here comes Fox and going to try and take 11th away from the 77 as they head into turn 3. course, the more often that you try to make a move, the less momentum you carry. So everybody gets a chance to get by you that's behind you. But then they lose their momentum and they can't get behind you. So it looks like track position is key at this place. Or around this track, I should say. Now for the lead, here comes Goforth to the inside of Freeman down the back straightaway. For the first time today, we might have a battle for the lead. Goforth couldn't quite get there. Now here comes Reinhardt to the inside of Nomanov once again and will take that spot easily. Now, since it has been a few weeks since I last posted a race, since the last race was uploaded before the holidays, why don't we go ahead and take you through the field, since technically we'd be kind of in that NBC portion of the season anyway, if we were to equate this to real life NASCAR. We'll go ahead just in running order at the moment. Freeman Jr., uh, not a good season at all. Was unhappy with the results that Mercedes uh, basically has brought him throughout the season. Feels like it was the team and not him. He announced his free agency earlier this week and is looking for a ride. And of course, the weekend immediately following that, he's now leading uh, some of his first laps led in the series. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Meanwhile, Cody Goforth, as he looks to the lead now to take that lead away, he came into the season late. He was a driver that replaced Amy Walsh in that 44, brought new sponsorship, whatnot, and has really stepped up in trying to bring that car further and further up the points. And while that car overall in the points, with the combined owners' points between Goforth and Walsh, only puts that car just barely in the top 25, that's still better than, what a lot of people were expecting for a driver to come in and do. Meanwhile, right behind him, William Montoya, he's returning the season after a season off following his release from Factory Dodge Autosport. He's done mildly decently, although his results and equipment don't necessarily show that. Although it was announced over the week as well, alongside Freeman's announcement, that Roush Corporate Racing will be rebranding in Impact 3 Racing alongside the merger between themselves, Cantor Kingsman Racing, and Douglas Racing. It was also announced that the team would move to the Mercedes for their engine supplier. So we'll see how that pans out as we see him take second away from Cody Goforth. Meanwhile, behind them, Erica Reinhardt, fourth generation driver, one of the few multi-generation drivers still in the series at the moment. She's had some flashes of brilliant performances, but on the flip side has also had some terrible, terrible runs. And it's kind of averaged out to, a middle of the field placing. She hasn't had terrible lucks overall this season and has been steadily improving over the course of her time. And we now see her take third away from Goforth. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for her. Meanwhile, Jensen Nomina was let go from Red Bull when they downsized his single car operation, was brought over to Crago Autosports. And now he's side by side with his former teammate, Ilana Keshiel. We'll get to her in a second. And while he hasn't really done much in that number 80 for Craig Autosport, he does have, or he was announced to have an extension with the team for 2024. So his seat is at least safe for now. It'll be interesting to see how he can continue to develop in that car as time goes on. Now, to get to Alana Keshiel, she has had a pretty great time in that Red Bull seat since joining the team in 2021. Or was it 2020? I forget at this point. In any case, this has been a career season for her. Got her first career win a few weeks ago at, what was it? Nashville, I want to say it was. And really has brought the team up further than they probably have any right to be. So her position at that team is solidly in the safe category. She is looking forward to the rest of the season, seeing what she can do in that seat, and looking forward to next year as well. She's expecting big things to come her way. Meanwhile, Mikey Willard, it's hit or miss season for him, and while he does have a win at Auto Club, it's been a lot more misses than it's been hits for him. He's done solidly in that 24 car for All Star Motorsports, though, so it'll be interesting to see how he can continue to develop. Meanwhile, behind him, Alana Keshiel in the 7. She at one point she was the worst running Steven Merzak racing car, then she was the best, then she was the second in between the two. It's been an up and down season for her. She's running great right now. It will be interesting to see how well she can close out the season. Behind her is Darren Arnstruff, who, like Alana Keshiel, has had good runs, but like Mike Willard, has had a lot of bad ones. He's down just outside the top 30 points going into this event, so it'll be interesting to see if he can turn the rest of the season around in that Wolfpack 84. Meanwhile, Steven Merzak, in the owner-driver role that he is, has not had a good season. Seems like with the advent of the new next-gen car, it's been a bit of a step back in performance for that team. They're still running good, though. All cars are in the top 15, if I recall correctly, in points. So while it was a slow start to the season, despite an early win at Rockingham, he's managed to at least make something of it here in the middle portion of the season. Meanwhile, behind him was Harold McGranger. It was a shock, upsetting win at Daytona for the 500 for that 58 team, or excuse me, 57 team for Queen City Racing, especially with the season they had last year. But the team hasn't really done much with that number 57 car since. But he's still in the hunt. I believe he's still in the top 25 in points. So it'll be interesting to see how well he can get on for the rest of the season. It'll be interesting to see if he can come back for next year. Tyler Blade Runner, well, what else is there to be said that I haven't already said for Merzlak and Alana Kiro? It's basically been the same song, same dance for all three of those cars. However, his performances have been more consistent than the other two. So it'll be interesting to see if he can continue the consistency as we see here. Then we see Cole Dillon, who has had a very, very interesting sophomore season. While he's had good runs in a good chunk of the races that we've seen, the results don't necessarily show it, and it's been quite a hangover for his Rookie of the Year winning season. It'll be interesting to see if he can find a way to get out of the slump he's been in and try to work his way forward as we take a pause for them through the field because we have a new leader up front. It is the 99 of William Montoya, regaining the lead after winning the pole. It looks like it's a scramble up here for like a good, basically everybody in the top 9. So new leader, William Montoya. So now we continue going back to the field. Ricky Foxen in 14th, I think she is in. We'll see across the line. Yeah, 14th. Was released from her contract at Krieger Autosport at the end of last year when it ended. No extension or anything. And moved over to Bledsoe Brothers Racing to replace Alan Bledsoe in what was the 24, now the 8. And while her racing has been mainly mid-pack, around, coincidentally enough, around the 14th through 18th positions, she's been consistently there, unlike her teammate who's been either at the front of the pack or at the back of the pack, and not necessarily mid-pack. So that has brought some fruitful results, and other times, not so much. It'll be interesting to see what you can do the rest of the season as we look back up front. Freeman Jr. is now starting to drop here, as not only has Montoya gotten around him, but so has Reinhardt and Goforth now. And he has Montoya, or not Montoya, Nomina right behind him. And Reinhardt's right on the back bumper of the 99 as well, so perhaps another lead change is being set up. As it looks like we do have a huge split in the field, I've noticed. So we got closer and closer to that 5th or 14th position. And 15th is Echo Evans Ross, who was the driver to win at Homestead earlier this season and reached the milestone of the 100th different driver to win a race in the Cup Series since the series started in 1976. And that was the at least top 15 through the field. Go forth looking to the inside of Reinhardt now as they run side by side out of turn 3. I do believe we are nearing pit stops as well. Should be here within the next 15-20 laps or so. Reinhardt took a look to the inside there through 3 and 4 as you saw. Couldn't quite get the move done. Meanwhile, to the outside of the 38 now goes Nomina, trying to find the break into the top 4 here, and was clear of the 38, but looks like Freeman was able to drive it down into the corner. But off the corner, it looks like Nomina's going to be able to carry the momentum and clear Freeman. Montoya looks like he's pulled away from Reinhardt just ever so slightly. And Reinhardt was actually running way up in the 3rd groove through 1 and 2 last time by, so it'll be interesting to see what line she takes this time by. Goforth was able to get alongside her briefly, but Reinhardt carried the momentum. There goes Reinhardt again. Up top, Freeman right behind, or not right behind her, but you know what I mean. Now the Alana's battles. Looks like Keschel able to hold off Kiro for now. So we are on lap 51 of 94 now. Already well past halfway. Forgot to mention that. As it looks like Cody Lamas has actually worked his way up to 16th now. He was running outside the top 20, as was Hunter Kiro. It looks like he's still back just at the top 20. It looks like Heflin's made his way into the top 30, but Crago's still sitting just outside of it. As well as Theodore Keene, who's pretty much fourth to last, so 37 to X5, 4, 32. Yeah, Heflin is 29th. As we see Reinhardt right back to the bumper of the 99 of Montoya. Lancaster now trying to give some form of chase to the 38, not able to do it. Lanakiro decided to take a look when it wasn't able to be completed. Blade Runner's really slipped back. He's now running in 14th. Steve Merzlik's running 11th. Ricky Foxton's picked up a couple spots, as is Harold Granger. And for the lead, here comes Reinhardt now to the inside of Montoya, who will lead the lap. Ooh, I think Montoya just barely got it at the line. Now Goforth running that outside lane. As we do see the sky getting darker, because you noticed the background up kind of behind the ticker. It was a lightish blue earlier. Now it's a dark lavender color. So Reinhardt back to third, maybe back to fourth here if Noma can get around that 81 car. Not able to do it that time. Ooh, as basically everybody except for Armstrong from the top 14 pits. And Lamas pits from 15th. Some people don't, including the 04 Plaxco, the 2 of Vaughn, the 15 of Cox, 33 of Richards. They don't pit. I think literally everybody else pitted. Yeah, literally everybody else pitted. So it'll be interesting to see how that runs as we now see the other. Oh, never mind. Cox goes out for another lap. So Cox will lead this lap. As we see literally everybody else come off, and it looks like Montoya ahead of Goforth. Reinhardt's still third, but it is Keschel ahead of Nona. Granger will come out effectively P6. Willard in 7th. Keschel in 8th. Merzlik 9th. And Dillon comes off in 10th. As now we see Theodore Cox on pit road. And it's a huge gap between first and second and third. Also, I might have forgotten about Armstrong, and it looks like he's going to stay just barely 6th ahead of Granger. So make that Willard 9th along Kiro. Or was it Kiro in 9th? Yeah, and then Merzlik in 10th. Is the field really now spread out here? So really, I think it's just come down to Montoya and Goforth now for the win here at this point. Let's Goforth takes a look to the inside here. But I have a feeling you're really going to need to just rip that outside lane if you're going to want to make a pass here. Although, the more these two race, the better the chances Reinhardt can close in, as can Nomina and Keschel here, even though Nomina and Keschel are basically about a straightaway behind right now. That and lap traffic is Stojanovic there, sadly running in last place. Not a good season for him at all. Oh, and we have trouble. Ian Wallace is down on the apron. That's going to bring out a yellow. Never mind. As now he's stopped on the apron, but still stopped with a danger of getting hit. So that obviously will bring out a caution here. It's going to save Stojanovic from going a lap down, but it is going to bring the entire field closer together. And you saw there on the little thing, it was an issue with the 12 suspension that brought him to a halt there. So not what these top 2 or 3 really wanted to see here. Also, interestingly, Freeman Jr. is not even in the top 10. I think I saw him somewhere close to 20th. Yeah, there he is. And at the line, looks like he was 17th. Oof. So he had to have a very, very slow stop. As we see the guy, I just realized the Geico signage for the restart zone's kind of messed up there. Oh well. So, yeah, get a breather. Just under 30 to go. So it's Montoya, Goforth, Reinhardt, Nomina, Keschel, the top 5 here. As Ian Wallace is confirmed to be our so far only DNF in this race. So we will get the one go signal and go back racing on lap 70. Get set to go racing once again here. Into the restart zone they go. Green flag. Montoya leads him down. And now side by side, Armstrong and Keschel for that 5th position. Armstrong has the nose ahead with a push from Granger behind him. And not quite clear of the spot through 1 and 2. It's further ahead. Nomina goes for 3rd on Reinhardt, and Goforth is going to go for the lead here into turn 3. Reinhardt still holding off Nomina. Looks like Montoya is still holding off Goforth, but for how long? Because they're still side by side for the top 4 spots here. Ooh, Montoya well up the track in the 4th groove. That's going to allow Goforth to still stay side by side with him for the lead here. Here comes Reinhardt. Ooh, Reinhardt looked to make a 3 wide going into 3 and 4. Couldn't quite get there. .21 laps to go at the line. Montoya still running that outside lane, trying to keep up the momentum. Goforth has the nose ahead going into turn number 3. Nomina ahead of Reinhardt in the 81. I do not know who led that lap. Guess we'll find out. Looks like it was still Montoya. Oh no, it said Goforth led that time, but our scoring monitor, our tickers still said it was Montoya. That's how close it was. All right, that time it was definitively Montoya. As Armstrong has kind of joined the fun. Now here comes Nomina. 3 wide now for the lead as they come off turn 2. Montoya able to keep the momentum going on that outside lane. Now here comes Nomino to the outside of Goforth for 2nd. Heroes battling further back for 6th. Now Reinhardt to the outside of Goforth as Montoya begins to pull away. 3 wide. Meanwhile, Merzlak in between the 2 heroes. Or 2 Alanas, I mean. Hunter Hero not up here. And Merzlak's actually going to take both spots. It's part of the reason why he was able to win back-to-back championships in 2020 and 2021. Reinhardt still trying to find a way around Goforth here. Ooh, Nomina tried to take a look to the inside of Montoya. Montoya blocked. Things are getting very racy up here for the lead. The rookie's still battling side by side. I think the only advantage Cody has is the fact that he has Arnstruff behind him. And of course, as I say, that Arnstruff goes up to get behind the 81. Nomina once again to the inside of Montoya, except this time he's there. This might bring in the cars behind them if the leaders now battle side by side. Montoya able to keep the momentum going on that outside lane. And now Merzlik's there. It is now a 6-car battle for the lead. Or if you want to put it differently, a 4-car battle for third. Although it looks like Goforth may have just won that battle. As did Nomina lead that lap? Nomina led that lap. Nomina still battling with Montoya. Montoya with a very strong car. You can tell because of the fact that he's able to still hang on. Even with 3 cars to the inside lane, he's still side by side with the 80. I know this isn't necessarily a drafting track. Merzlik's still in 5th, ahead of Arnstruff now. 10 to go at the line. It's crunch time. Cody Goforth thought about making it 3 wide there for a brief moment. It's Montoya able to clear the 80. And now here comes Goforth on the outside, trying to go for second on the 80 of Nomina. Nomina's not giving up. As Reinhardt once again looks to the inside, except I think that was more of a reactionary move because she knows Merzlik has a fast car behind her. Merzlik's trying to find a way around everybody here. Leaders all single file now. Lanakiro to the inside of Arnstruff. Merzlik now looking to the inside, or outside, of Reinhardt. Wasn't able to carry the speed into the corner. Has to settle for 5th for now. Nine to go at the line. Ooh, that was a risky block by Goforth, but it's worked out for him. Montoya doing everything he can to keep these guys behind him. Nomina moves up to that outside lane. There you see he closes in. Now Goforth running kind of like a hybrid of the 2 lanes here. Now he looks to the inside of Montoya, who blocks. Now Nomina dives to the inside at the same time Goforth does. They were 3 wide just ever so briefly. Nomina not able to carry the speed going into the corner, but Goforth does. He was at the 99 scorer panel. I think he's still at the 99 scorer panel. He was, at least. Now Montoya moves up a lane in the middle of the corner. Merzlik and Reinhardt still side by side for fourth. Nomina ducks out of line again into the corner, trying to take second away from Goforth. Goforth once again looking to the inside. Now Nomina to the outside. He's going to try and take second the long way around. Merzlik still side by side with Reinhardt for fourth. Nomina takes the spot. Does anybody have anything for William Montoya? Three laps to go in Chicagoland. Nomina rips the outside lane, and he's inching closer and closer to that 99. Merzlik, I think, is clear of Reinhardt. He is. Two to go. Will we see another last lap pass at a mile and a half this season? They're coming to the white flag. One lap to go. Montoya. Nomina dumps or drives down to the inside. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Half a lap to go. Through 3 and 4. They're not going to be able to do it. It's going to be William Montoya picking up the win at Chicagoland. Nomina second. And Goforth rounding out the podium. Merzlik fourth. Reinhardt fifth. Arnstriff sixth. Lonakiro seventh. Hayner with a surprising eighth position. Good job climbing up the order for him. Lonakeshul falls all the way back to ninth. Mikey Wheeler rounds out the top 10. You have Dylan, English, Fox, and McGranger, and Maxwell Quinn with a solid 15. Wait, I hear crashing. And apparently somebody wasn't happy with Echo Evans Ross. So, not a good day at all for our championship contenders. The highest finisher of those being Cody Lamas in 17th. Ouch. Well, guess it's just one of those nights. Anyways, so Montoya the winner. Like I said, so it'll be in, like I said, it'll be interesting to see how some of these drivers fare as the season progresses. Next time out, it's gonna be North Wilkesboro, of course, the track that we started the season at. Technically, if you want to count the Clash as the start of the season, I don't personally. I count Daytona 500 as the start of the season. But it's not going to be an exhibition event this time. It's 4 points-paying positions. And it's going to be a full field, too. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. As always, we'll see you at the next race. So long, everybody.